All right, here we go. And it looks like Cho's second overall. Oh, that is not good. Ultra Ball away, Dusknoir, Dragapult. Is it just going to be to grab a Dreepy and then next turn Ultra Ball for Drakloak? Yikes. Or, hang on. I saw the Squawkabilly in there. And honestly, this is why you play the thing, so let's get Billy with it. Now, dude, that's so much Pokemon in the hand. That's crazy. That is just crazy. Was it all Pokemon into Ultra Ball? Yeah. So Ultra Ball away. Dusclops and Duskull. The whole squad biting the dust. Go get a Dreepy. There it is. Take another quick look at the deck. Knowing 2 Poffin are prize gives us knowledge that they're less likely to be a Poffin in hand, because if there is a Poffin in hand, it'd be less likely for them to be double prized. Sure, but it doesn't change the initial possibility, right? Like if we still saw one in hand, it wouldn't be like a shock. It's just like, I'm trying to like explain that it's not as bad as it looks, basically. I'm just trying to explain for the viewers that it's just because there's 2 Poffin prized, it's not as bad as it looks. And hey, look, we drew a Poffin. Every time. Hey, so let's get into the stream. Is this top cut? This is top cut. We are in top 16 right now. Dragapult versus Gardevoir. An epic showdown. A classic. What is the one term that people use when it's like a, not a classic, but they say like, oh fuck, what is the term? When it is like a classic showdown of a certain kind of matchup. Tale as old as time? No. It is the Derby? No. Derby. Grudge match? No, not grudge match. El Clasico. That's it. El Clasico. I don't know if you really want to call it. That's the term I was thinking of, was El Clasico. Jamming Tower in play. And yeah, pretty good start from what looks like it could be pretty rough. And also, it's still, or the prize cards are still pretty rough. But do top deck is pretty good there. For the Guardian side of things, and we see the Arven coming in as well. Gonna get the Buddy Poffin. I assume it is a secret box build. We could see the secret box get involved potentially. I assume wants to use Badoo here, but I guess maybe could go for something else instead. TM Evo, of course, is an option as well. The hand leaves a little bit to be desired. The hand is not... Ooh, the hand is interesting. The hand is weird. Triple Guard EX. Love to see that. That's what I'm talking about. Going for the secret box and the bravery charm. Okay. Okay, so getting rid of the Badoo. So I think it's going to be a TM Evo angle here. Keeps the double guard EX in the hand, actually, over the bravery charm. Bravery charm pretty good in this matchup, I think, from what we've seen so far in this tournament. Oh, true. TM Evo is denied by Tower. But hang on, actually, I guess we could unlock it again here. We are getting our stadium here. The secret box will unlock the bravery charm. So double Curlia can get searched out here, and then into double Gardevoir plus Mew. This is a pretty powerful turn 1 into turn 2 here, honestly. That is getting lined up here. Yeah, there's that Buddy Poffin found. All to hand. Boom, there's our Artisan to get rid of that Jamming Tower. That gives us access to that TM Evo. Once again, we're going in with the Artisan here. We'll search our deck for, honestly, what? Monkey Dory. I'm feeling Monkey Dory. Are you feeling Monkey Dory? We're feeling Monkey Dory. Got the Poffin to get the double Ralt. If both Curlias are in the deck as well, then we can get out double Curlia and then next turn evolve to double Gardevoir. The only question I think I have here is like, should we have kept the Bravery Charm? Doesn't bench the Mew. Okay, I don't hate that. I think it would be coming down before the research next turn, though, so it kind of makes me think we should bench the Mew here in case we get Iono. We have a little bit more setup. But I'll be curious to see if they choose to bench the Mew now at this point, because they didn't bench it ahead of time. Yeah, the only thing to question there would have been, like, we could have discarded one of the Gardevoirs and instead kept the Bravery Charm. But honestly, well, Mew EX is a pretty good target for the Bravery Charm, to be honest. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that overall. All right, so we do have the blue and the active here on the Dragapult side of things. We're probably not expecting anything crazy. We're not expecting like Candy Dragapult attach Crystal this turn. Probably just going to see a couple Dracloaks get set up. We see Dreepy Night Stretcher in the hand there. Night Stretcher honestly pretty good with how many Pokemon we discarded on that first turn of the game, and no bench space for Dreepy. I feel like it's got to be the Night Stretcher grab here, but they're definitely putting some thought into this. Dreepy versus the Night Stretcher. I feel like it's got to be the Night Stretcher. It's going to be so hard to get value out of the Dreepy, and we have so many ways to find Dreepy later in the game. Poffins, Nest Ball, stuff like that. By the time we need it, we should be able to get it. Also, we have another Dreepy in hand. It's possible. Talking about like kind of like higher level strategy here. Talk a little bit about higher level strategy here. One way you can kind of approach situations like that when you're making decisions is to have your decisions always be the same amount of time, and then obviously you want more time than less time so you can actually think about your decisions, because you don't, if you snap take one thing over another, your opponent instantly knows like that it was an easy pick. But you want your opponent to always be thinking that you're putting some thought into your choices here, and it's not that easy. So it's possible they just sat there and debated on those two just to make their opponent think that it was like a hard choice. Maybe. Dracloak number 2, no energy found yet. That definitely is something that they want to find here. A Jack and a Fez. I mean, it's probably going to be the Fez grab. I didn't really pay attention too close to what was grabbed there. It was the Fez. No energy for turn is not great. We got a Dusclops here. The Night Stretcher could be played, but it's probably just going to be held onto. And Badingus for 10. That does mean the Screamtail can slap back for, what, 20? Oh, wait, into the Night Stretcher. Goes for the... Do we have Candy? I'm so confused. Ooh, goes for the Dusknoir. Is that to play around Badoo, I guess? We don't want to get Badooed here. Double Guardy out of the hand. Into the Artisan. This is going to go ahead and grab us that Monkey Dory. 2 Screamtail. Okay. Double Screamtail, trying to not let the prize cards be a factor here, it looks like. Or as little of a factor as possible. And we searched out the second Screamtail. Okay, I did not expect that. That's interesting. I would have thought a Monkey Dory for sure would have been the grab here. Researches away the Mew. I don't hate that. You don't need Mew, which is kind of... I mean, Mew is really good against this matchup for sure. But putting it preemptively in play ahead of time... I can see trying to avoid that. The dude, the second Screamtail grab here is definitely interesting. I don't know. I'm interested by the choice to put the second Screamtail in play here. I guess you could retreat the energy off the active, attach 2 energy from the discard pile now to the second Screamtail, and you go Screamtail Snipe. Duskull off the bench, I guess. Is that like the play we're lining up here? No dark energy found. I see a research and psychic energy in hand. And Badoo. I guess we were also item locked as well, so it's going to be hard to get energy in the discard pile here. There's the retreat to the Screamtail. So it is just going to be a KO on a Duskull here, I think. I mean, you could punch a Dracloak as well for 80. That would be a play, I guess. Honestly, I don't even hate that, to be honest. The more I think about it. Yeah, what if you just punch Dracloak for 80? Instead of going for the knockout on the Duskull? Does that ever make sense? Don't give them the bench space to work with. Kind of just pressure things. How do you get drops? Drops aren't available right now. I'm not in the right category. Come back tomorrow or later this week for the drops. They'll be available then. Just pass. Not even an attack. Yeah, we know they have the Dusknoir in hand. We know about the Dusknoir. Dude, if we're... Why would we even put the second Screamtail in play if we're going to do that? That makes no sense. So that, like... I wasn't even a huge fan of them taking it. But if you're going to take it, we better be using it. If you didn't use it, that means they definitely just misplayed. We finally found an energy here. And an Iono. I think we should definitely just go for the fire energy here. Start to build up our Dracloaks. We need energy. We have 0 energy in play right now. Give up on the Iono. Got energy. We got Jamming Tower. Not going with the Jamming Tower. Just going to go with the Badoo for 10. Okay, now... Ooh, should we have evolved that Dracloak to a Dragapult? Because I'm a little scared of Screamtail KOing the Dracloak with energy now, to be honest. I'm a little scared of that. Here comes the research. Triple Psychic Energy in hand. A Badoo or Ultra Ball. Something else as well. Might have been another research. Here comes the 7. Another Dory, another Dark Energy. Could have Artisan before we played the research there and got that other Monkey Dory out of the deck, to be honest. Energy getting loaded up to the active Screamtail now. Maybe that's what... I still don't really love it. We're only hitting for 60 here. Monkey Dory's the 30 damage over. $50 on the active, and then we go after the... Wait, shouldn't we have gone after the Dusclops instead of the Duskull? Why would we ever go for Duskull instead of Dusclops? Oh, it's a Neo... I thought I was assuming Unfair Snap, but it's Neo Upper Energy, actually. Interesting. Oh, it's a Dusknoir, because it is a Dusknoir, not a Dusclops. We wouldn't be able to KO it. Makes sense. Okay, I do like the Duskull KO then. Duskull and Night Stretcher in the hand. The Dusclops and Night Stretcher. Dusclops obviously not very good. Does have the Night Stretcher in there to work with. The question is, do you want the Night Stretcher now or do you want it back in the deck for later? I mean, there's nothing to really grab off the Night Stretcher right now if you're going to try and bench the Dreepy, but you could... I feel like putting another Duskull in play is just bad at this point because I feel like the Duskull is going to get picked off by double Monkey Dory moving forward. Okay, there we go. I'm not sure what the situation is here. Broken sleeve, it looks like. Okay. New Upper Energy feels like worse crystal now. Yeah, I mean, I think it does. Yeah, it's weird. It's... Well, unless it's not an Arven build, but we've seen Arven already, right? We know it's... No, it isn't. It is an Arven build, right? All right, I think they're confused what the hand is and what the deck is, and... Oh my gosh. There's just no way. The broken sleeve, I believe, should be on the bottom of the deck, and then that is his hand. Dude. Now she's checking to make sure it's his hand. Okay, the broken sleeve card's on the bottom of the deck. Okay, I think we're good to go. I think with Neo Upper, yeah, I don't know. The Neo Upper is interesting. It's so hard to find. I don't know. It does kind of feel just like Worst Crystal. But I guess if you're... But, okay, the thing is, though, he wants the extra energy acceleration, and he's playing Jamming Tower. Is like the big thing here. It's like, he thinks... yeah, so his logic for playing Neo Upper Energy is I want energy acceleration. I want some form of energy acceleration. How do I get that in my build? And how do I play Jamming Tower? If you play Jamming Tower and it's good enough in enough matchups, you can't really play the Crystal consistently. Now, Neo Upper Energy is hard to find, but if you do get attachments down early game, you know, the first Dragon Ball can have Fire Psychic. The second one you could find the Neo Upper at that point to kind of get you back in the game. So I don't hate it. So it's just one of those. It really comes down to how good you think Jamming Tower is currently. I feel like for sure. Yeah, it really just comes down to how good you think Jamming Tower is and how popular it is in the meta as well. All right, Dusknoir popped onto the Gardevoir. Even a prize card over to the other side. I mean, are we chasing one of the Gardevoirs here? Another Dreepy hits the field. Like I said, it opens up that. No counter catcher but a boss. So we're bossing up a Gardevoir. So we can KO Gardevoir plus Screamtail here, I guess. Looks like that's what we're going for. And draw ourselves... it's going to be a 3-prize turn. I assume we're going to remove the Screamtail. Night Stretcher's actually coming out as well. I don't know what we're playing this for. Going for Dragapult. Does that mean we're evolving the Dracloak? Or are we just putting it in the hand to play around Badoo / put it in the hand so we can Ultra Ball for it later, I guess. Oh, we didn't KO the Screamtail. We put damage on the other Screamtail. Interesting. I don't know. That kind of just sets up for Monkey Dory to move damage over. Is that? But now just Monkey Dory just moves all this damage over, right? Am I trolling? They are like liabilities. The Screamtails are like they don't have that much HP. They're not that tanky. So, all right, let's see here. 4 prize cards on each side. You didn't activate Guardy's Counter Catcher, which I think seems pretty good. But with Squawkabilly and Pheasantipity on the bench, can we just go like KO Fez? Like, what about like a Iono KO Fez? Seems kind of good here. Iono KO Fez with like double Monkey Dory possibly. I don't know if we have. I think we have the same hand we had last turn, which means we have a Dark Energy. So throwing 6 on the bench Screamtail. We just KO the Fez for turn, and then Squawk's on the bench ready to die next turn for us to win the game. And I don't think a 4 prize turn can come in from the Dragapult player. There's no Duskulls on the bench, so our lone Guardy can't be KO'd either. This is looking pretty good for Gardevoir, to be honest. I'm feeling pretty good about their position. There's just too many liabilities on the bench in the Fez and the Squawk. You can just ignore the Dragapult for the rest of this game. Or I guess you could get Clefairy involved and knock out the Dragapult. That's also pretty good. Actually, is that just better? Yeah, we could just Clefairy knock out the... I always forget that we can just like Clefairy KO the active. Clefairy's in the deck. Yeah, that works as well. Yeah, sure. Hit him with that. This almost feels like impossible to lose here as the Gardevoir player. I guess you don't have any draw power set up. I guess in this situation, I guess maybe I lean towards some kind of Clefairy knockout on the active. I maybe lean to some kind of Clefairy knockout on the active because that means Pheasantipity and Squawkabilly will still be in play for you to be able to chase down. We have Arven, which should be able to get us a Nest Ball or an Ultra Ball to find the Clefairy, I would assume. So it should be available to us. If not, we can Iono to try and draw into it. And at the very least, even if we whiff the Clefairy this turn, even if we'd prefer to do the Clefairy play, and then we're going to the Iono here, we can just snipe KO. Like, Iono snipe KO Fez seems pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Clefairy gives him a 2 prizer to KO, though. That's true, but I also just don't think it matters, to be honest. Like... Yeah, I don't know how much you care about them like going out of the way to try and gust KO it. There's the Clefairy. So now they have all the options here. The question is just what do they think is correct? But see, like, even in this situation, I feel like having Clefairy on our bench might just be the way to go. I don't know. They didn't bench second Scream. They could win this turn with Clefairy plus Mew plus double Dory. Yeah, that would have been a pretty sick play, to be honest. Wait, yeah, they could have. Holy smokes. 3 to the bench, 3 to the Pheasantipity, and then just snipe the Dracoloak for a single prize. Okay, I guess I don't hate that because there's also the Badoo just hanging out on the bench as well. Yeah, I don't hate that play, to be honest. I don't hate this play. I wonder if you could have just like not drawn a prize card this turn and still set up pretty well for game, to be honest. Like, what if you had just punched their Squawkabilly with Screamtail for 100 or something? I don't know, something like that. So that way you don't give Pheasantipity draw, and also you maximize your draw off a potential Iono. Dude, Gardevoir just destroys this matchup, bro. Like, how do you ever lose? Like, holy smokes, this is just so tough. Yeah, I honestly kind of like, I don't know, it depends how much you're trying to play around Turo, I guess. Like, Turo up the Squawk, but is that even that scary? It doesn't even feel that scary. Doesn't even feel that scary. You also did give access to Counter Catcher over to Pult by going... Yeah, see, I think the better play here was definitely just punch Squawkabilly and just, like, that's it. Just punch Squawkabilly really hard, I think, was the better play here on the Gardevoir side. Don't draw any prize cards. Don't give Fez draw. Have as many prize cards left as for you can have as possible while still being able to win the game. So you draw more cards off Counter Catcher. Or, excuse me, off Iono. But now we see this play coming out. We see the Counter Catcher on the Monkey Dory. Now you can go KO Monkey Dory plus KO the Screamtail with the damage on it. Probably. Let's see what they actually opt for. But a Monkey Dory plus a Clefairy is game here because the Badoo can go down plus a Dragapult can go down. So we just had Clefairy in hand on the Guardy side to get Iono to the bottom of the deck. So Nest Ball, Ultra Ball, or some way to shuffle the deck and then dig through it with like a research or what we're looking for to get the dub here. What else the Dragapult player can put together, but it's not looking good for Dragapult at all. It's looking pretty good for Gardevoir. Tail is just game, right? Oh yeah, what the heck? Screamtail is just game. You just go KO Badoo, KO Squawkabilly. Yeah, you're right, yeah. Oh my, yeah. There's 3 prize cards. Okay, maybe this did make sense then to go play it like this and draw just the 1 prize card because of the Badoo. Just go KO Badoo, KO Squawk. It's over. Holy smokes. Is it just... Dude, oh my gosh. It's unlosable. Knockout, knockout. That's game. Just send up Gardevoir EX. Accelerate 2, retreat. Monkey Dory KO's Badoo. Screamtail KO Squawk. They have Ultra Ball in hand as well. You could just go get the freaking Clefairy. Clefairy grabbed. Either way worked, though. You don't have to do it this way. You could have done it the other way, but we can do it this way as well. Insane. He needed to Nest Ball for Shaman and have his opponent think it was Manaphy protecting Squawk. Honestly, yeah. Already gets the dub. Dude, this matchup is just not... This is just not winnable, man. All right. Ogre Pawn. No, it is a top 4 match. Let's go. Raging Bolt versus Gardevoir here. How's Terrorbox doing this format? Okay, not great. We saw a little bit of it. It was doing all right. Didn't seem anything. It wasn't anything too crazy. It doesn't seem great, to be honest. It seems like Shaman kind of kills the deck, I would say. Yeah, I know my store has plenty of Dragapults. I'm playing Terrorbox in the next cup. I wouldn't play it in the regional. I mean, Dragapult's gonna be pretty popular in the regional. That seems like it's still a fine play for that as well. Any advice on Cloth plus DTE final days? Not really, no. Donk him. Go second. He throws Fez. Well, he knows he's up against Guardy, so he knows it's gonna be a little bit slower of a matchup. So he knows he's not getting knocked out super aggressively early on. So depending on what the other cards in the hand were, discarding Fez isn't terrible. You still want it towards the mid-late game as an option, but he does play like double Night Stretcher, I'm pretty sure. So he still has a way to recover it and then utilize it, possibly. He did discard a Hoot Hoot, which was interesting though. And it looks like he maybe prized his other Hoot Hoot. I'm curious to know what the hand is, to be honest. Big Four at Atlanta, I think. Bolt, Guardy, Bolt, Terrorbox. Yeah, seems reasonable. Are you going to Atlanta, Azul? No. Is day 2 share ever predictable? Or is it purely based on day 1 meta share? Depends on what does well from day 1 to day 2. Which you could theoretically predict based on how popular certain decks are day 1, I guess. All right, fan already set up. There's a Night Stretcher to recover the other Hoot Hoot. That's one reason they discard some Pokemon aggressively. And there's the pass. All right, Vessel to begin with here. Gonna go search out some Psychic Energy. I also saw a Artisan in the hand, which you don't love the idea of giving over to the fan, Rotom. Especially if you're going into Badoo here, but maybe you just won't go into Badoo here. You could like hide behind a Monkey Dory maybe. It's really necessary to push the fan Rotom here. I guess not, to be honest. You could have just left the Ogerpon on the active with the grass and then attach a Fan Rotom Pass, right? Yeah, it really isn't, to be honest. Yeah, it's really never necessary, it feels like. I don't know, that is interesting, actually, now that you mention it. The Morty's Conviction for 4. Help! I'm not feeling good about this. How'd it go? Off him for Ralts? Uh-oh. Okay, we have to give over the Artisan, but I do see a Ralts in hand. And we can Artisan for another Ralts. And then we have to decide to leave the Mew in the active or retreat into a Ralts, knowing the Fan Rotom will KO it, but we're only going to give up 1 prize card. That's the question. How are we tackling that? Oh, or are we going Badoo? Badoo, I guess maybe that makes more sense, right? If we're gonna Badoo item lock. Yeah, maybe that doesn't, well, then we could get bossed, though. Our lone Ralts could get bossed, though. Are we just okay with that? I feel like if we are gonna sacrifice something, giving up the Badoo seems fine. But now, or maybe we're just okay with the boss happening. Maybe there's an extra Ralts, maybe there's more Ralts in the hand than I think, though. Ooh, we have the Bravery Charm. Okay, I like it. I like it. There's a Badoo. If we push Ralts active, they can go Wellspring. Oh, it's Raging Ball. Yeah, it's Raging Ball. Even charm the Badoo to our smallest soldier. I feel like we gotta play around the boss, right? Because we know Noctowl's in hand, so we know they have access to boss guaranteed. So just sacrifice and then go from there. Okay, we got a Bolt. Got another Bolt. Got a Jamming Tower. Kind of cooking to be honest. Oh! We have Jamming Tower boss! The Ralts is dead. Okay, this didn't feel great then. We maybe should have gone double Badoo, to be honest. Or double Ralts, excuse me. Because, yeah, Noctowl for Jamming Tower boss. Right? Like, it's cooked. Alright, up what else to grab. We are item locked. Jamming Tower's in hand. We have boss Jamming Tower. We can KO the lone Ralts. Slow things down a little bit. Try and gain control of the prize trade. Yeah, it seems pretty good to me. The hand past that is pretty weak. Well, make it work. There we go. Boss on the Ralts. These Guardian players are being bullied. I mean, we could have just gotten double Ralts though, right? Like, kind of a. The more I think about it, it does kind of feel like a troll. We have Nana. Okay, Night Treasure immediately for the Ralts. We have Iono in hand and an Ultra Ball. We have an energy on the Mew into the Iono. Energy's on the Mew. I don't know. It feels a little troll. What are we gonna try and do? Mew want to kill Raging Bolt? Maybe, I guess. Dude, there's so many 2 prizers. And I mean, yeah, we're just like, we're praying these Ionos work out, to be honest. All right, there's the secret box. Going into it. Psychic. Looks like getting rid of Gardevoir. Probably get rid of Research. Keep the Ionos. Yep, gets rid of it all. And we need to grab ourselves. Line up a Poffin. You may as well grab another Bravery Charm to work with. Don't take an Iono. Grab the Conviction. I don't hate that. Oh, so this is just Research Iono, Morty's Conviction. Okay, interesting. No Arven, it looks like. I mean, Raging Ball is actually such a good way to get the energy off of Mew. Yeah, the only thing is we're leaving a 2 prizer in our active, which is like really not good, but You only need to discard 2 energy to KO both Clefairy. Oh, that is true. So I guess it does allow us to build up an attacker that can KO Raging Bolts. It does not involve us having to set up a Guard EX. Okay, I dislike it a little bit less, to be honest. A little bit less. All right, so no Artisan there was grabbed. So we must have prized our other Artisan. So Jamming Tower is going to be in play the rest of the game unless the Raging Bolt player actually bumps it. I wonder if we ever... I assume we're just going to use Badoo here. Badoo here. Did I see Luxcape? Definitely very possible. We've definitely seen some Luxcapes and Guardies up to this point for sure. All right, there's the Badoo for 10. So yeah, the Fandom can once again just get another prize card. Question is just what else can they set up here to be able to work with on the following turn. Okay, there's a Sada. Only getting a Grass Energy. The Raging Bolt. Although we do see a Lightning in hand now. Can start to build up the Bolt. Then Fanrodom is going to get this knockout on the Badoo. First 2 prize cards going over to the Raging Bolt player. But 2/2 prizes still in play. Or I should say, and with 2/2 prizes still in play. The path is pretty clear here for Raging Bolt, to be honest. Bravery Charm coming down on Ralts. I mean, if we're going to go Mew KO Fanrodom here. Oh, I guess the Bravery Charms just don't matter because of the Jamming Tower, to be honest. I would say Bravery Charm on the Mew seems pretty good. It does end up with it on the Mew. It's like a 6-7 card hand. I mean, I think you're using Iono here. That's a lot of cards. I would definitely hit him with the Iono. Maybe bench the Monkey Door. He doesn't even bench the Monkey Door. Here we go. If you can find an energy this turn, you can attach to Mew. Mew can KO Fanrodom, but then the Ogerpon itself could return KO the Mew back, which feels really, really bad, to be honest. Yeah, Mew return knocking out the... Ogerpon return knocking out the Mew X would feel pretty bad. I mean, we'll see what else they could even put together here. All right, Candy Guardy was found. We saw Pheasantipity as well. They chose not to bench the Monkey Dory. There's Counter Catcher and an Earthen Vessel. You could Counter Catcher Punch. You could Counter Catcher Punch an Ogerpon, I guess. Just set it up to be KO'd on the next turn through Monkey Dory and don't draw any prize cards to potentially trigger a Pheasantipity. Although, yeah, and actually in this situation, you don't really want to KO something here if you can avoid it because the Raging Bolt player is bench locked here, to be honest. The Raging Bolt player is bench locked here, which is interesting. So if you bring up the Ogerpon without any energy on it and just punch it this turn, next turn you can play for Monkey Dory, move damage over to KO it. Candy Guardy. I believe could evolve to the Curly as well, but might not want to do that because it has more HP right now with the... Well, actually it doesn't because of the Jamming Tower. Never mind, I take it back. It might be... You might as well evolve the Ralts, I feel like, to the Curly then. No Artisan left for Guardy player. I think the last... I think they have an Artisan left, but I believe it is prized. So, yeah, no Artisan right now. I catch the Raging Ball and attack the Hoot Hoot. I don't know. Taking a knockout seems so bad. That is a cute play. That is a cute play for sure. It just seems so bad to KO something. But if you're gonna KO something, KOing the Hoot Hoot does seem like the best thing to KO. Yeah, if you're gonna KO something, honestly, KOing the Hoot Hoot does seem like the best thing to KO. And there we go. Remove the Hoot Hoot from play. Let's see how it goes. Off return. Decent amount of cards in hand. I do see a Sada in there. Ogerpon bites the dust here off the Vessel. We can get a Fighting Energy, so we could attack with our own Raging Bolt here. We are only hitting for 90 damage, so it would only be able to KO the Ralts off the bench, which does seem fine here, though. Just KO the Ralts for turn. Yeah, not bad. I'm okay with that. First comes the cycle. Ada in hand as well. This looks comebackable for Guardy. Yeah, I think I agree. As long as we can find our Ionos to throw some more hand disruption at them. Maybe not this next turn, but the turn after or something like that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. They might go for an S-ball here. How much retreat cost does this active have? Did you retreat it this turn? It has 3 retreat? Okay, never mind, it's kind of stuck. It's gotta just be Snipe KO Ralts here, it looks like. He is gonna commit the Nest Ball here. Are they gonna grab Pheasantipity or grab a Raging Ball? Looks like a Raging Ball is gonna be the grab here. Seems okay. Once again, no draw power set up on board. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't really consider like the Ogre Pawns like super heavy draw. I mean, they are draw power, but not super heavy draw power. Fez option of a Hoot Hoot would be a little bit better for sure, but can't have it all. There's a Sada in hand. I don't know if we're it's getting played here though. I think we might be chilling on the Sada. Though they have Boss in hand. I mean, I guess you could Boss Fez and then punch the Ralts, I guess, or something. Just gonna chill. Oh, wait a second. Didn't they attach for turn already? They already attached for turn though, right? I think they forgot that they attached for turn and they think they can attach for turn. I literally think they're about to try and attach for turn here to knock out the Mew. Yep, and there we go. There's a mistake. The realization happens, and that's really bad. That is not good. Okay, the Gardevoir player here now can actually just win in 2 attacks because they can Monkey Dory twice to the Fan Rotom. Mew KOs the active this turn. And then you can KO another 2-prizer and just win the game. So it is possible for the Guardy player to win in 2 attacks here. We'll see. That was a huge mistake here. The Mew already knocks out the active Raging Bolt. If we can try to establish some Monkey Dories, I don't think the Monkey Dories are going to get established though. So honestly, in this situation, we're still behind in the prize exchange, I think. Yeah, we have the Monkey Dories. We just can't get the Dark Energy on them this turn. So it will be hard to win. It will be impossible to win on the next turn is what I should say. It will be impossible to win on the next turn. There's a Monkey Dory. Well, hang on. We could get a Night Switcher or the Dark Energy. Maybe if we can draw a card or 2 with Mew. If we can draw a card or 2 with Mew, then it is possible. Monkey Dory to the bench. I can't tell what this card is. Looks like the Clefairy. Clefairy to the bench. You for 1, it's a Dark Energy. Celebration Energy to the Gardevoir EX. I feel like they forgot that they put Clefairy in play. So you only need to discard 2 energy off the Mew to knock out the Raging Bolt. You could discard all 3 off the active to get access to it again, though, to be honest. Okay, actually, I don't hate this. Valuing keeping the energy on the Mew just in case the Guardy gets KO'd. Okay, I don't hate that. I don't hate that, to be honest. Okay. Makes sense. Our Fan Rotom push to the active. 4 prize cards left here on the Raging Bolt side. If we get a KO on the Mew this turn, we just need a 2 prize knockout on the Pheasantipity or the Clefairy to close it out. They have to get there, though. And actually, the Ogre Pawn KOs the Mew here, actually, right? With just 1 more Grass Energy. Yeah, with 1 more Grass Energy, we KO the Mew. I wonder if that's something we should have actually played around here on the other side and discarded more energy off of our Mew. That might have actually been a mistake. We maybe should have discarded all of the energy off our Mew there to play around that. We could have left one energy on our Clefairy maybe instead. So that way if Guardy gets Gust KO'd by Raging Bolt, we just go to attach to Clefairy, knock out Raging Bolt. That could have been the play instead. Let's return to the Raging Bolt. Uh-oh. Do we not have a way to get a knockout this turn? Well, we're kind of in trouble if we're not taking a knockout this turn. On the Guardy side, all you have to do is KO a 1-prize Pokemon this turn, and you're feeling pretty good. There's a boss. I mean, the boss only ever makes sense on Pheasantipity here. I think. Yeah, because you can't even KO anything with Fanrotom. Oh boy. We are stuck. It's going to be the Burst Roar, it looks like. Some more cards to work with. Can we move the Pheasantipity this turn? There's already a Psychic Energy in hand. That's it. That's game. It's game over. Major blunder in the mid game leads to a dub for Gardevoir in the end, it looks like here. The only other win condition I can see is like something getting stuck in the active again. But there's a Night Stretcher and a Dark Energy in the deck. So the Pheasantipity could move eventually. But if you could Gust up Pheasantipity next turn and start sniping around it with the Raging Bolt, I think it's the only win condition. It's not a good win condition, but I don't think you have another play here, to be honest. Mew comes to the active. You got 2 Gardevoir set up. Going down to 1 prize card. This is basically over. Copying that. Discard 2. Keeps the energy on the Mew. Doesn't really matter. 1 prize card remaining here for Gardevoir. Yeah, like I said, the only play I see is like Prime Catcher up the Pheasantipity, and then with the Raging Bolt start sniping the bench. But man, this is basically over, it feels like. You can just Monkey Door for game, right? There's only 2 on the Fan Rotom. There's only 2 damn chairs on the Fan Rotom, so you'd be 2 Monkey Doors away. And we don't even have the Dark Energy established yet. But theoretically, in a couple turns, it might work. Cycle with the pawn. I believe Sada was drawn there. Okay, we did draw into Sada. We do need to find Prime Catcher still, as long as it's still around. Yeah, I don't see any win condition besides what I just said there. Bring up Fez, snipe around Fez. It's like the only play I see. There's Fez with the Night Stretcher. Fez for 3. There's an Iono. You could go for Iono Prime this turn and then start sniping next turn, I guess. That would be a play as well. Oh, I guess the game is not quite over with it. I guess, okay, hang on. Hold up. Well, the attachment of the Funny Energy to the Noctowls, I don't know why there's a Funny Energy on the Noctowl. I couldn't explain that one, to be honest. 4. Okay, Ogerpon does KO the Mew here. And on the Gardevoir side, they don't have a win condition yet. But all they need is a basic Pokemon, a Dark Energy. Yeah, a basic Pokemon or a Dark Energy, and Guardy wins. So that's what we're looking for here. If you get a basic Pokemon, Clefairy KOs the active. If you get a Dark Energy, Gardevoir EX KOs the active. We're taking the knockout on the active with the Ogerpon, which means if Pheasantipity draws 3 cards. It seems like it's probably impossible to win here as Raging Bolt, but we'll see. Screamtail. Screamtail also wins. Yeah, Screamtail's also a win condition. Seems pretty impossible. Pushes the Dory, draws for turn. I don't see the win condition yet. Bench Squawk. Load, and then load on the Clefairy, and Clefairy is doing 220 damage. I'm very curious to know where this game would have gone had the Raging Ball player not made that massive mistake in the mid game. Where would this game have gone? But man, yeah, the mistake was huge.